We're gonna be going over Luke's tackle arsenal. So we got it all behind me. So here we go. Let's get right into it. All right, you ready?
Here we go.
I'm recording.
All right. So today, as you can see, I got a bunch of boxes of tackle. So what I do is I just put a piece of tape right there, because my boxes like sit like this. You can't really see that well, but I put a piece of tape right there and I just label what it is. So, yeah, so these are my bullet weights. I just got them like separated. This is just junk in there, but I got them separated by size and color. These are my bigger ones for like fishing in 30 feet of water with like big curly worms. These I usually use in like ponds and stuff. These I actually don't use that much, because what I like to do is match the size of the weight with the size of the lure, so most of the plastics I use, these match it perfectly. And I got a couple of like big weights and stuff, but actually, remember we got these from Gainer Mountain?
Yeah, those were like really on sale.
They were like 30 cents for like 100.
Yeah.
And somehow I only have like 30 left.
Yeah, well, we went.
They're like split shots. They're like split shots.
Yeah,
and
they're split shots, but they actually stay on.
Yeah, they just crimp on.
Alright, so that's one box down. Like 50 million to go.
These are my jerkbaits. I don't have that many anymore. I just lost, of course, I just lost the one I caught my personal best on yesterday. So I don't have that many good ones right now. I gotta definitely buy a lot more. But I really like this one. This one dives to like 30 feet. See how long the lip is on that? I really like fishing that. Next time we go to this lake, I'm definitely gonna fish this. It's great if you're fishing like deep water. It's called a shadow wrap, and I really like it. They look really nice in the water. I also like the shape of it, and the hooks are extremely sharp. This one has caught a lot of fish. In case you haven't seen there, it's missing a front hook. I think I like changed out a hook on that. This one also has caught a lot of fish. The hooks are like bent out. It's missing a front hook. Yeah, I do like this one. I think this is just like a Bass Pro brand jerkbait. And this is a Yozuri, my favorite jerkbaits ever. This is a sinking one. I also took like the front hook off this to switch out with something else, but this is a really good jerkbait. I don't really like fishing sinking ones, because really for bass, I only fish a suspending jerkbait, and I actually don't really have, this is like the only suspending one. But the reason for that is in the really cold weather, when you're fishing jerkbaits, most of the time, they're gonna slam it when it's just sitting there, suspending. So I really like those. This is a floating Yozuri. That is a great jerkbait right there. But I'll use that more in like really shallow ponds. So when I'm jigging along, it's only like a couple of feet deep. It'll float back up a foot, and then I'll continue to jerk it. Because if this was like a suspending one, and it got really close to the bottom, it didn't float and just stayed there, and I jerked it again and go right in the bottom. But if it were only about a couple of feet deep, and I casted, jerked it about like 5 or 6 times, and it stopped it right here, and then it floats back up, and then I jerk it again, it's gonna go back down, and it's not gonna go into the bottom. So these are good, and also this is a really good saltwater jerkbait.
Well, Yozuri is a saltwater brand.
They are, but they're really good.
I do love their jerkbaits too.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good. These are my hooks. They're not very organized, but I don't know why, but these always get screwed up for some reason.
Just from like bouncing off.
Yeah, and they like slide under there. I got some, those are really crappy jig heads. I bought at a Bass Expo. They're really crappy. The hooks bend out. I've like broken a couple of them, but these are good. These are like really good. It's a X-eyed ball jig. It's a 3/16 out. Those are, I use those, I mean, I'll use these for like snook and trout and stuff, speckled trout. I really like that right there. Then these are all my bass hooks. 4-0s, 3-0s. This is like a 4-0 here. I got some 5-0s in here that I very rarely use. Got some Just good bass worm hooks. I love these hooks actually. A long time ago, I only fished these hooks, but once I started fishing these, the flatter ones, I just fell in love with them, and they're really the only ones I fish now, so I like these a lot better. I got some big shark circle hooks in here that I don't really use. Let me see. I used to have some belly weighted hooks, but I don't think I have them anymore. I don't think I have those.
I think you used all of them. Alright, what's next? The jigs? I guess we can do the jigs next.
Alright, that's 3 down.
That's 3 down.
Alright, these are my jigs. I just separate these by like size of the head and the color. These are Booyah jigs, and I love these jigs. This is just a Booyah jig with a Havoc trailer on the back, and that's like a perfect setup right there. I really like them. They're good muddy water jigs. They're good at everything, and extremely good for pond fishing. I actually bought these at the Bass Expo too. These are pretty good jigs. I forget what type they are, but I also like those. And you always, when you're putting a trailer on a jig, you should, like, see, that's not that good right there. This should be a purple trailer. You should always try to match the trailer to the color of the jig. That's perfect. I love black and blue jigs too. That's another Booyah. I forget how heavy it is, but it's a Booyah with it's like a tournament series trailer. But as you can see, that's perfectly matched. Great, it's a great pond jig. I got some swim jigs in here. I think that's a Strike King. Some more swim jigs, stuff like that. Big swim jig. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. I didn't match the trailer that good to it, but that's a cool little swim jig. These are my finesse jigs I got in here. I only got a couple. I don't really fish them that much in the winter. I'd rather fish like a shaky head or a drop shot, but that's a finesse jig. See how the trailer's a lot smaller, because then obviously in the winter you scale down your presentation. It's a lot slimmer jig, and the trailer's a lot smaller. I got some with swim jigs in here. Got these at the Bass Convention. Yeah, so I really like Booyahs. This is a football head jig. I haven't used that one much, but it's a football head. Alright. These are my chatterbaits. These lures catch a lot of big fish. Again, just try to match the trailer with the chatterbait. Some chatterbaits have like the trailers that come with them, like those, but I don't know, those always curl up like that, and I don't really like them. I like putting a little swim bait on the back of it like that. That's good right there. Perfect match. Good size. I found this one. I like Z-Mans. Z-Mans are really good. And people are saying like they always have problems with their chatterbaits coming up to the surface when the blade's like turning, but I never have that problem with Z-Man, so they're a good brand. Alright, this is my cranking box. This is a scatter wrap, pretty sure, but I really don't like these. I thought I would, I really don't. They like, if you reel them faster than you should be, they'll like, so they go like this back and forth really wide, and if you reel them faster, they'll turn and then they'll go like this and just flip over, and I don't like that at all. So I don't really fish those that much. Got some big square bills in here that I don't usually fish either. Another scatter wrap. I got some wooden Rapalas that I use for trout fishing. Those two are great trout lures. It's like a little June bug type presentation. I got some, I think those little deep divers. They don't dive that deep, but they dive deeper. And then I think this is a Strike King square bill. These are great. I'm pretty sure it's a Strike King, but they're really good.
That's a Bass Pro Shops one, I can tell. They use
Really?
them all the time.
Well, they're really good, whatever they are. And I don't really crank that much, so. Oh yeah, this is another thing I don't really do that much is fish with spinner baits. Just plain old spinner baits. You can. It does not matter. These are like $2 spinner baits. I do the same thing a $20 one would do, so don't get fixated on buying a really expensive one. Bryce likes putting a trailer hook on his, but I don't know. I never really got into that. Well, I don't really fish spinner baits in the first place anyway, so. And then I think that's a Jimmy Houston actually. This one's pretty good. I got a little blade bait, rooster tail. And these are my rattle traps. It's a good old red eye. This is a live target. I don't know what to think about live target. I don't know if they do too much with the details and stuff. Ooh, you know what? That would crush the white bass.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know if they go overboard with details, but I don't really fish them that much, so I don't know. Forget this is Rapala. This is also a really good rattle trap. I like that, and this is a good one too. I like if I'm fishing rattle traps. I'm pretty sure this is a Yo-Zuri actually. That's a cool one. If I'm fishing rattle traps and I'm not really getting anything to hit, but I know the fish are there, what I'll do is I'll stop just chugging it straight in, and what I'll do is yo-yo it. And usually, I've had a lot of bites from just yo-yoing it. I don't know why, but it triggers something in them. Alright, this is my Topwater box. Got a couple of big old buzz baits in there. I do like buzz baits. Not as much as a spook though. Pretty sure this is a head-on. Yeah, it's a head-on. These are great lures. I got some crappy stuff in there. I got a little whopper plopper, some frogs. Then I was curious about this. I put a little bizbait frog on the back of like a buzzbait hook. This isn't a bad setup right there, but I don't know. I don't really fish that much. And I've also got a double-bladed. This one does have a trailer hook. A double-bladed buzzbait. That's pretty badass lure right there. Alright. And my last one.
Last box, the saltwater box. This one, did you make all these lures? I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't make all these lures.
I know you made some of them. Oh, actually, never mind.
No, that's not my popping box. Yeah. I'll show you that in the other one. But this is just my saltwater box. These are a couple of blue blues. Extremely good lures. Extremely good jigs. Got some like, gotcha plug.
My favorite right there.
Yeah, off the pier, that's a go-to. Some big jerkbaits. Some striper lures, some really old wooden striper lures. That's got a bunch of blood on it. Just a little popper. And pencil, this is a pencil popper. They're pretty cool lures. For big striped bass. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then I got all these. That's all.
Every plastic you can imagine is in there. Yeah, it's crazy. And we're about to have a really big update to both of our arsenals and the upcoming, like, oh my gosh, I cannot flip that screen now. And like the upcoming, I don't know, month or so, because we have the Bass Fishing Expo that's coming up, and we're literally about to like double our arsenal. I'm switching out my rods.
Yeah, look at this.
There's some, that's a lot of lures. Now, we're gonna buy a whole bunch more stuff at the Bass Convention this year. Those videos are gonna be really cool. That's coming up. So if you're new to my channel, you're gonna want to subscribe because we got a ton of amazing content coming your way, and you're not gonna want to miss it. So thanks for watching. See ya.